Hello everyone, wishing you a day filled with joy and inspiration as you tend to your garden. For rose lovers, propagating new plants from a small cutting is always a very enjoyable experience. With a little patience, some familiar household materials, and the right technique, we can help rose cuttings quickly develop new roots and grow into a complete plant. Today, I will share with you a fairly simple but very effective method of rooting cuttings, creating a moist and clean environment for root development. First, we need to prepare a healthy rose cutting, free from pests and diseases, and of moderate age. Semi-mature cuttings are usually a very good choice because their tissue structure is strong enough to retain water, but still has strong regenerative capacity. After choosing a suitable cutting, use scissors or a sharp knife to cut it short to about 10 centimeters. This length helps the branch retain the necessary stem for growth, while also reducing nutrient depletion during the period before root formation. Next, we treat the base of the branch with garlic. Take a fresh clove of garlic, peel off the outer layer, and cut off one end. Then, using a small knife, make a hole in the center of the garlic clove that fits the diameter of the rose stem. Once the hole is made, gently insert the base of the rose stem into the garlic clove and leave it there for about 15 minutes. After treating the rose stem with the garlic clove, we continue by preparing a rooting solution from garlic and rice water. Take 3 more cloves of garlic, peel them, and chop them finely. Garlic contains many natural antibacterial compounds such as allicin, which can inhibit harmful fungi and bacteria. When the base of the stem comes into direct contact with the garlic clove, these substances will help clean the cut surface, reduce the risk of root rot, and create favorable conditions for new root tissue to form. Put the chopped garlic into a clean plastic cup. Next, add about 5 tablespoons of rice to the same cup. Rice is not only a familiar ingredient in the kitchen, but also contains many B vitamins, minerals, and a quantity of starch that can create a gentle nutrient environment for the development of young roots. Then, add about 200 milliliters of clean water to the cup and stir thoroughly to dissolve the nutrients from the garlic and rice into the water. To make this solution clearer and easier to use, filter out all the solids, keeping only the nutrient-rich rice garlic water. Remove the rose cuttings from the garlic cloves and soak them in this solution for 15 minutes. Once the solution is prepared, the next step is to create a simple but very moist rooting medium. Prepare a clean plastic cup and some soft toilet paper, clean and free of chemical odors. Tear the paper into small pieces and put it into the plastic cup. Soft paper retains water quite well, while also creating a well-ventilated environment that helps young roots easily develop. Next, pour the rice garlic solution into the paper cup, enough to moisten the entire paper. Note that the paper only needs to be moist, not too wet, to avoid rotting the stem. Once the paper has absorbed the solution evenly, gently press it down with your hand to stabilize the paper inside the cup. Next, create a small hole in the center of the paper cup, just large enough to place the rose stem in. Before inserting the stem into the substrate, you can wrap 2 to 3 thin layers of soft paper around the base of the rose stem. This layer of paper will help maintain stable moisture around the base of the stem and create conditions for young roots to easily attach and develop. Then, place the rose stem into the small hole in the center of the paper cup, adjusting it so that the stem stands upright and the base is in good contact with the moist paper. Finally, gently press the paper around the stem to secure it. To create a stable, humid environment similar to a small greenhouse, wrap the entire cutting and the plastic cup tightly in a clear plastic bag. This bag helps retain the necessary moisture, reduces water evaporation, and keeps the cutting fresh throughout the rooting process. Once complete, place the cutting in a cool, well-lit area, away from strong winds and especially direct sunlight. After about 10 days of patiently waiting, you will begin to observe encouraging signs of growth. New, plump, and vibrant green shoots will appear from the dormant buds on the cutting. Checking the base, you will see many small white roots growing around it, developing evenly and healthily. This indicates that the cutting has adapted well to the new environment and root formation is progressing smoothly. Once the root system is well established, you can gently transfer the plant to a larger pot with a loose, porous substrate such as clean river sand. This type of growing medium has high aeration, allowing the roots to continue to grow vigorously without waterlogging. In the first few days after a planting, the plant should be placed in a location with gentle light and moderate moisture to help it gradually adapt to the new soil environment. Gardening doesn't always require complicated techniques or expensive fertilizers. With just a small cutting, a few cloves of garlic, some rice, and a little patience, you can still create a healthy new rose bush. The best part of propagating plants isn't just the final result, but also the process of observing the small changes each day. When the first white roots appear and the lush green shoots emerge from the stem, that's the moment that brings the gardener the most joy. From a seemingly simple cutting, with meticulous care and the right methods, it will gradually become a complete rose bush, continuing to bloom beautifully and bring beauty to your garden for a long time.